in our home. That's not gentle parenting. That's not Montessori approach or positive parenting. It's none of that. It was so humbling to hear him say those words. Here, I don't believe in like sharing. Kind of more traditional parenting is time out. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are talking all about toddler tantrums and how we prevent them as much as possible and how we deal with them. Now some of these things are not going to be as traditional as some people. I know a lot of people do like spankings and whatever, but we do things a little bit differently here from a gentle parenting approach. We are not perfect in any way, and this is what kind of works for us. It's not perfect. Honestly, sometimes there's just no way to avoid tantrums, and that's just unfortunate. They have big feelings, big emotions. They're toddlers, you know, so there's still emotional outbursts and things that are just not preventable, but I can give you a few tips to how we kind of minimize them or deter them from a tantrum. But like I said, it's not perfect. We still have tantrums, things still go down, and that's just part of parenthood, part of motherhood, part of toddlerhood. It just is what it is sometimes, and you kind of just have to accept that. But you know, there's some things we can do here and there that help prevent some of these tantrums from going maybe full-blown tantrums, or just avoiding some at all costs is what I try to do. But like I said, sometimes it's just not possible. I thought we would have a little bit of like a mommy kind of chat and give you my advice. I am no parenting expert or professional. I'm just sharing what works for us, and this might not work for you, but it's worth a try, right? I know that I am always looking for things that might possibly work, but just keep in mind everyone's kid is different, everyone's parenting style is different, everyone is just different, and I hope some of these things you can implement in your own life, and it will make your life just a little bit easier in the mom category. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Now I wanted to make this video because I had 2 under 2. They are currently 4 and 2 right now. One's almost 3. My youngest is almost 3, and I just feel like it's not talked about enough when it comes to having 2 toddlers, especially when it was 2 under 2. They are still very much close in age, and yes, they are 4 and 2 right now, but almost 3 and 4. They're 14 months apart, and I just feel like so many people, I can't decide which side I like my hair on. I just don't feel like there's enough people talking about how it is with 2 toddlers and tantrums, because that's completely different. Having one kid and like a newborn, or having just one kid, is so different when it comes to tantrums, because I feel like they feed off of each other and they always are fighting or taking something from the other, and it's just like all the time chaos and just bickering all the time between them. So I feel like this is a whole different thing than just having one toddler, because one toddler, they have tantrums on their own, you know, big emotions, just understanding the world. It's hard for them. But 2 toddlers, it's just constantly they're doing something to each other to aggravate one another or scare the other or take something away or whatever the case may be. It's just, I feel so much more difficult than just having one toddler. Obviously, having 2 toddlers is like, whoo, there is just a lot of praying going on throughout my days. I will definitely say that is number 1 how I deal with tantrums, is praying. Now everything is not going to be all gentle parenting and Montessori approach. We love gentle parenting, we love the Montessori method way of living in our home, but however, I just feel like it's not all applicable to our life, and putting yourself in a box as such as gentle parenting or Montessori or positive parenting, whatever you want to call it, I think it's great in many ways and aspects, but however, it's not always realistic and reasonable for your situation in your life. We live in like a very tiny place, so I think that has a lot to do with it too, so keep that in mind. There's just not a lot of space to kind of space out and everyone get their own space, so they're constantly in each other's face all day. So there's definitely that. So with that being said, it's not going to be all Montessori and gentle parenting. There is some things that we're going out the book here, out the box, that I just feel is absolutely necessary for our lifestyle and what we need to happen as far as keeping the peace in the house, or as much peace as possible. I just wanted to let you know that it's not 100% gentle parenting or Montessori. So cheers to that. So the first thing I would say is praying. If you're not religious or not spiritual at all, I mean, you can just skip over this step. But however, I find so much joy in the Lord and hopefulness that I'm getting all emotional. I am often praying throughout my day because being a stay-at-home mom is so difficult. It's a blessing. Don't get me wrong. Not complaining. It's a blessing.
Mommy.
I'm filming a video. Come back later. Thank you.
Mommy, do you have something for me?
No, not right now. Maybe in a little bit. Come back later. Thank you.
Mommy.
Yeah, Noah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, being a stay-at-home mom is very difficult. It's very challenging. It's a blessing, but I just find myself often turning to the Lord for just grace, patience, all of the things, all the wisdom that I need. I just feel like I find so much comfort in praying and just being with the Lord. So I pray all the time throughout my day. Whenever I just need like an uplift or strength or anything, I am praying. So if you're not religious or spiritual, you could skip over this, but for me personally, I find a lot of comfort in the Lord and grace, and I just have to give it up to Him and just pray, because that is one of the only things that brings me comfort throughout my days. So first one. Second one, another thing that I have been doing is limiting screen time. Now, a lot of people are very like on the fence. It's this whole debate whether screen time is okay for kids and not. Let me just say, there's a lot of research saying that your kids are a lot more aggressive with a lot of screen time, and there's a lot of research out there that I feel like a lot of people really can't argue with, or maybe they can, I don't know, but yeah.
Can I have something with us?
He wants me to give him a toy. Okay, hold on. Monster trucks, it is. Try to limit their screen time. We're trying to do like 1 to 2 hours a day. I've seen some people do like 30 minutes, and I'm like, okay, that is not realistic, at least not for us. So I just limit screen time, and when they ask for it, I simply just tell them it's not TV time, and they get it, they understand. Sometimes they cry and they whine about it, but it's okay. That's just the new habit and routine that we've been into for the past few weeks, and I definitely think it helps with some of the tantrums. So I have definitely been doing that, and I have been enjoying that. So we do a lot of puzzles, books, activities, just like kind of homeschooling based kind of things, like Montessori learning and activities, as well as just hanging out around the house. I have them in the kitchen with me all the time, doing things that I'm doing, have them help me clean, all of that stuff. Just keep them busy. We have the nugget couch. They love that. So we just do a lot of that kind of stuff. They play with their dollies and do the stroller, the pickler triangle, whatever. We have a lot of activities, and I try to keep them busy. And I feel like that really helps with tantrums too, just trying to keep them busy, have them on a schedule. We have a pretty loose schedule. I can take you through it in another video if you guys are interested. But so we just do minimal TV time. And I feel like that definitely kind of minimizes the tantrums, and just simply letting them know that it's not TV time. We typically do TV time later in the day, like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. when D gets off of work. That way we could just kind of have like a calmer house. And also when the TV's not on all the time, they're really excited to actually watch it because they don't have access to it all the time. So they can actually sit and watch for a little bit, and they're not still jumping around, you know? So I find like that has been helping us a lot. So here's another one that I'm really working on, but I think I have come pretty far, is staying cool, calm, and collective yourself. The 3 C's, because when they see you cool, calm, and collective, and they're having a tantrum, it really does help kind of minimize it a little bit. Not that their feelings aren't valid, you just don't want to be over dramatic or overreactive, because that just heightens the whole situation. And if you are all in your feelings, I mean, it's okay to be in your feelings, just don't show them too much. Just try to keep kind of like a poker face and just stay calm, because a lot of the things that they do are very bothersome to me, and I am bothered, but I just really try to minimize my reaction because I don't want them to overreact. So that has been really helpful as well. So just trying to stay cool and collective. It's a hard thing to do, mama, though. It's very hard and challenging, at least for me, to stay calm, because I am one to definitely get all worked up if I am in a stressful situation. So this one is hard for me, but I definitely am trying, and I notice a big difference when I stay calm versus when I like overreact, you know, like, oh my God, why'd you do that? Ah, you made a mess. Like, it's just so much easier when you're like, okay, you spilled the juice everywhere. Actually, I don't even let my kids have juice. That's a bad example. Okay, the milk. You spilled the milk everywhere, and now let's go clean it up. I also make them clean up their own messes as much as they can. That is also helpful. They enjoy it for some reason. I feel like they mess up just to clean up. Just like the saying goes, we don't cry over spilled milk. You know, okay. Something else that we've been doing for a long time is setting a timer in between each thing that we're doing. Like, let's say the kids are playing, they're doing free play, independent play, and they're running all over the house having a lot of fun. I'm gonna set a timer because it's bath time in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, however long you want to give them. I wouldn't probably give them more than 10 minutes because you want them to remember that we are about to transition. This makes things so much easier. I set a timer on my phone. I don't have anything fancy, a fancy timer or anything. I literally just set it on my phone, and they know that when it goes off, it's bath time, and I don't even have to struggle. They're running into the bath because they already know, like, okay, it's bath time. They've already had some time to process that we're about to change into something different, transition, and it's so much easier. So I really recommend setting a timer. That has been so helpful for us in the past few years that I think it's a great one to follow in your everyday routine, and it's simple and easy. So setting a timer helps them transition, makes it a little bit more peaceful, if not a lot more peaceful. If your toddler is having a hard time transitioning in between things, I like to give them a few options, whether it be, okay, I see you don't want to go to the bath right now. But we need to take a bath. Would you like me to carry you and bring you to the bath? Or would you like to go like a big boy or like a big girl to the bathroom yourself? And maybe like 9 out of 10 times, they're gonna go themselves. Sometimes you do have to carry them, like they're just not having it, but most of the time they literally will get up and be like, okay, like I'd rather bring myself there. And then they feel more accomplished too. So if you say those words like a big boy, a big girl, then they feel accomplished when they're actually doing the thing, even though they didn't want to do it in the first place. So that's something really helpful that I do too, is just giving them like a few options to either do it themselves, or I can do it if they don't want to do it and participate. So something that I've talked about in my gentle parenting video, this is like gentle parenting 101. I like to get down on my knees or like crouch down when they're having a tantrum. Now I don't do this every single time because sometimes it's just like I'm feeling super overwhelmed. But again, coming back to being cool, calm, and collective, I'll get down on their level and I will simply just try to validate their feelings, tell them that it's okay that you're feeling this. I see that you're really angry because you want this toy. But Nola has this toy right now, so when she's done playing with it, you can have it after her when she's done. So it's long explanations like that. It's more just creating a conversation and validating the feelings, recognizing them, and just having them understand why they're feeling this way. And it's okay to feel this way, but also giving them an outcome and something to look forward to. Like, you can have the toy when she's done playing with it. When she puts it down, then you can pick it up and play with it, no problem. But we do need to take turns. Things like that. Or please, like let's say they were hitting each other, I will separate them and get down on their level, especially the one whoever was doing the hitting, and I'll say, we do not hit. We have to keep our hands to ourselves. Hitting hurts and doesn't make the other person feel good. Do you like to be hit? Things like that. And I just separate them, give them some time to cool off. So getting down on their level is something I really highly recommend. It's just very intimidating, I think, to them when you're talking down on them like this. Like, don't you do that. Don't you do that. But when you get down on their level, it's more like face to face. They feel more like their feelings are recognized, they're validated, and they're just not being talked at and talked to in like a disrespectful way. It seems like you're more trying to be on the level playing field and reasoning with them when it comes to their emotions. So that's something I highly recommend. This one I actually learned from Noah himself. He is such a brilliant little boy. My children teach me all the time new things that I didn't know about myself, that I am so appreciative, and I can't even tell you how many things that I learned from them as an adult. I think it's absolutely just fabulous how much you can learn from your kids if you're actually willing to, you know, humble yourself, listen, and learn. So Noah used to see me sometimes worked up, upset, frustrated, whatever you need. Okay, anyway, sorry, my mom's in there watching the kids while I film this video. So thankful for her. However, okay, so I learned this from Noah. He simply just told me when he saw me overwhelmed, frustrated about I don't even know what, he just told me to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. It's okay. Calm down. I mean, for your 3-year-old to say that, he's 4 now, but this happened when he was 3. It was just so simple, so mind-blowing, but genius that he could even see that I was frustrated, a little embarrassing too, but I mean, it was so humbling to hear him say those words. And now he understands those phrases, right? So I reverse it on him or on the kids when they're having a tantrum. And you guys, this works. This works maybe like 8 out of 10 times. If they're having a tantrum, I will literally take them to a safe place where they're by themselves, usually the crib or on my bed, something like that. And I will literally just sit down, get down to their level and tell them, calm down, let's take a deep breath together. Let's take a few deep breaths. And I know it sounds cheesy, corny, whatever, but we literally sit there and take deep breaths together. I take one, he takes one. I take one, you know, whoever it is, we each just take turns taking deep breaths. And then I tell them, when you're done, when you feel calm, you can rejoin us in the other room, and I'll give them a few minutes just to kind of collect themselves and feel whole again and emotionally ready to come back out. And you guys, this works pretty well. Usually a calm kid comes out of the room and we're back to peaceful playings. Okay, so I already kind of talked about when the kids are fighting, I just simply tell them to wait until the person is done. I don't make them share. I'm not going to make the kid that has the toy give the toy to the other kid. We just don't do that here. I don't believe in like sharing really when it comes to that. I just tell the other kid, I understand you want the toy and you can have it when they're done. Simple as that. They might cry, they might have some tantrums, and like I said, I'll get on their level and tell them, I see you're angry that you can't have the toy, but you can have it when she's done. That was another note of mine, but I kind of already covered that. Another thing I do is when it comes to that situation of fighting over toys or whatever object, I will distract. I am like a big believer in distraction. I will go get something else and give them that toy. Or I also take toys and put them away and hide them, hoping that the kids forget about them. And so in like a struggle time where I'm struggling and I need either some time to film something, do something, just need 5 minutes apiece, I will literally pull out toys that they haven't seen in months or whatever, weeks, and I will be like, oh my gosh, like look at this new set of animal toys. And they'll be like, oh, shocked, mind blown, and then they'll play with it for the next 20 to 30 minutes or whatever, or sometimes even an hour if I'm super blessed. But I am a huge fan of distraction and making them happy with something else that maybe they didn't think that they would like. Or if they wanted that toy, I will literally go grab a puzzle and be like, you know what, like I know you wanted that toy, but let's wait till Nola's done with it, let's do this puzzle together. Like, pretty simple. Distraction is a really big game changer when it comes to trying to make the tantrums more minimal. Something that we do mainly every day is quiet time. It is absolutely necessary. My kids don't nap anymore, unfortunately. So we do this thing called quiet time where we just separate the kids. One will be in the playroom, one will be in here, and we just do quiet activities, no screen time, just reading books, puzzles, train tracks, any activity that's kind of quiet, and we just separate them, period. And that will last about an hour, maybe 2 if I'm super lucky, but that's absolutely necessary every day just for me to keep my sanity and for the kids, because they just need that separate time apart. Because I said there's just always constant conflict going on when you have 2 kids that are toddlers and they're very close in age. So yeah, quiet time is absolutely necessary. Oh man, do I miss nap time though. You guys, whoo, I can't even explain how much I miss nap time. So quiet time is absolutely essential. Okay, so for the last thing that I do is quiet. Okay, so we talked about quiet time, but the last thing I do that I think is necessary in our home, that's not gentle parenting, that's not Montessori approach or positive parenting, it's none of that. It's just good old-fashioned, kind of more traditional parenting, is timeouts. I heavily believe in timeouts because of the simple fact is we live in a very small place and they just need time apart to cool down sometimes. And I still validate their feelings and I tell them when they're calm they can come back out, whatever, but I just really do need time out sometimes because some of the things they do are just like off the wall, and I just need them to understand that that's not okay, and I need them to calm down, and they can't go out there hitting each other or whatever they're doing, and I just really do need them to calm down for a few minutes. So I definitely do that. A lot of people in the Montessori gentle parenting world are not for timeouts. I feel like every book you read is going to say they don't believe in timeouts because the child shouldn't be left alone when they're feeling vulnerable, sad, or whatever. But I just need them to calm down before they come back out with their sibling and in our whole household energy. I just need them to calm down. And if being alone for a few minutes will do that and let them think like, maybe I shouldn't hit the other, or maybe I shouldn't have taken that from her and hit mom in the face or whatever, you know, like sometimes I just need them to cool down and have a timeout for everybody, for me, for them, for everybody. So that is where I'm going to end this video today. Let me know what works best for you guys at home with avoiding tantrums or handling tantrums. How do you go about it? Is there something that I need to know, some magical situation that I'm just like missing? I am totally open to your guys' feedback. Let me know down in the comments. I hope this video helped someone in some way, even if it's just one thing you take away from this video. I really hope it helps somebody out there. I just wanted to give my take on how we kind of handle with tantrums, and mainly a gentle, positive way. So I hope this helps someone. Let me know in the comments what you thought. What's your favorite thing that I said? What is something that you do at home? Let a girl know. I am just so curious how everyone kind of operates in their home. Remember, everyone's home is different. Everyone's kids are different. Don't compare. Everyone has their own struggles. Being a stay-at-home mom or a mom in general is very hard, and I just feel like let's normalize tantrums. Tantrums are very normal for toddlers, and I just feel like a lot of the time in society we just kind of look down on kids for having tantrums, whether it be in the store or whatever, like on that, and we just instantly blame the parent, like that parent's not doing that right, or maybe they need to whoop their kids. Oh, I get that all the time, is that I need to whoop my kids, and I just don't agree. I am just not for. If you do that, that's totally fine. Everything, do that, that's totally fine. I mean, who am I to say not to whoop your kids? Everybody has, or not whoop, but spank, I should say. Yeah, I always get people telling me that my kids need like spankings, and I'm just like really not here for that. And it's okay if you do, though. I really am not going to judge you. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. Everyone has their different parenting style, and I think that's so important for everybody to understand that not everything that works for somebody is going to work for somebody else. Like, we are all different in our parenting choices, styles, in our home life. I just want you guys to really keep that in mind, that everybody's different, and some of the things I said might not work for you, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't work for us, and vice versa. So I want to know your guys' parenting tips for tantrums. Let me know down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.